times we feel either tight in our hamstrings or our hip flexors, and we think that we just need to stretch them. And I've found over and over again, you stretch, and there's no change. So today's really going to work on, can we increase the strength of the hip flexors? Can we increase the efficiency and capacity of the hip flexors to maintain that position over and over and over again? And can we get that extensibility through our hamstrings by having the strength of the hip flexors to actually hold the position? So we're going to start with a standing hamstring stretch, but working on that end range control. So you'll need a bench somewhere between 6 and 18 inches, depending on your hamstring flexibility. And grab a broomstick or a dowel or something you can hold on to. Maybe you do it up against the wall, so balance isn't your limiting factor here. So we'll start by placing our heel on the bench, and again finding that control. We still want to stay active through this right leg, and we're going to find our canister position, so ribs stacked over the pelvis, and we're going to hinge back. So we're hinging our hip back to bring our trunk towards our thigh. Okay, we have a slight bend in the knee, and I want you to keep hinging while maintaining that trunk position. So we're not collapsing through that low back, and we're not hyperextending and finding that rib scissors position. So we're stacked. We're hinging forward until we get a nice stretch in the meaty part of our thigh, the back of our leg. If you're finding more tension in the back of your knee, I want you to bend your knee a little bit more and then hinge back, so it's a little bit more hip dominant. We're just going to hold this here for a few seconds to allow our muscles to relax a little bit into the stretch, and then we're going to work on those end range contractions. So a lot of our flexibility or mobility restrictions can be neurological. So we want to find end range and then work on engaging those muscles at end range to basically override that nervous system to say, hey, it's actually okay that we're in this position. We have strength, we have control. So finding that position, we're going to start with engaging our hamstrings in its lengthened state. So you're going to drive your heel into the bench and straight down, but also think about curling your heel towards your bum so that you feel that engagement in your hamstrings, so the back of the thigh. You're going to hold for 10 seconds, and then we're going to reverse it. I want you to think about squeezing your thigh and lifting your thigh up towards your chest and your chest down towards your thigh. So we're trying to close a book. Place your hand in the hip crease so you get a little bit of feedback. I like to imagine an orange, and I'm trying to squeeze the orange between my thigh and my trunk. Good. Relax. See if you can hinge a bit deeper, whether that's bringing your trunk towards your chest a little bit more, trunk towards your thigh, or straightening that knee a little bit. We're not locking it out, it's still soft. Seeing if we can intensify that stretch in the back of the hamstring. And then we're going to go again. So I'm driving my heel down, curling it towards my bum, engaging that hamstring in a lengthened state, holding for 10 seconds, and then reverse. So I'm lifting my thigh up towards my chest, chest down towards my thigh, squeezing that orange, squeezing the juice out, or maybe there's a beach ball between your thigh and your chest and you're trying to squeeze the air out of the beach ball. And relax. We'll go over to the other side, but you can do this 3 to 5 times on each side. So again, heel is up on the bench. Again, the higher the bench is, the less hinging you'll have to get. So ribs stacked over the pelvis, soft bend in the knee, hinging forward like I'm closing a book. Getting that nice stretch through that posterior chain, the glute and the back of the hamstrings. Good. And then just sinking into that, getting that three-dimensional breath. Good. Okay, so now we're driving that heel down and almost like we're trying to create a divot in the bench, driving that heel towards the bum without moving. So we're staying at end range. And then reverse. So now I'm lifting my thigh up towards my chest, chest down towards the thigh. Maybe I feel a little bit of cramping in my hips. That's my nervous system telling me that I'm confusing it or that I'm doing something I haven't asked it to do before. So cramping's okay, shakiness is okay. We just want to find that intensity where we can maintain it. Because I don't want you to cramp so bad you have to come out of the position. Okay, drive the heel down again. Good, hold, hold, hold. Keep breathing. And now reverse, bring that thigh up towards the chest, chest down towards the thigh, squeezing that orange. We're squeezing the air out of that beach ball, staying nice and tall through the bottom leg. Nice and tall through the trunk. 3, 2, 1, and then come out of that.